I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. I haven't really posted anything in like so long, and I feel like I don't really know if anyone watches these or anything, but I don't know. I feel like our culture right now is at such a crossroads with like pornography and stuff like that. I know like in Florida, they're requiring like you have to post your like driver's license and to get on, and so like other places are like some websites are pulling out and stuff, and they're mad about it. And I don't know, like we're at such a weird like it's one of those kind of ambiguous moral issues that like people have so many like there's so many different opinions on. Um Personally, I do think that our culture and our I don't know, I just think our social media and everything is so over sexualized. Like from my experience growing up as a young guy, like just on Vine and even like on especially on Twitter and now Instagram, like TikTok, especially all the discovery pages, like if you just create an account as a man, as a boy, register your sexual not sexual not sexuality, sorry. Register your whatever gender, and um it automatically funnels you full of like these young teenage 19, 18, whatever, 20-year-old girls doing OnlyFans. And I think it's so like, it's so, I don't know, it just feels so like and it's like, I always put not interested on them, not interested, not interested, not interested, but it doesn't matter because like, it'll be okay, there'll be no for a week, and then all of a sudden it'll throw one back to you. And like a lot of people in the comments, it's like people being like, what the like F, and just like people like, what the heck? Like it's so random. Like I don't understand. Like it's I don't know, like so obviously people from like a moral standpoint, like they try to repress that stuff, but I feel like there's got to be like a different path towards that, because a lot of people, especially I've noticed from a lot of like young women and even older women and stuff, they think that it is like damaging to like people's views of women and sex and stuff like that. And I really really so much I've taken like a step back, and it's been like 6 months. I was on a true crime like kick, and like um I always heard about like NoFap and all this stuff, like, oh, it's like this weird, and then the people would make like Sigma memes about it and like your clarity and all this stuff and like whatever. And I don't even know if masturbation is necessarily the problem, although like stop that obviously as well, or at least like, I really think that like it's just the pornography is the problem. Like what really started this 6 months ago. I've been hearing a NoFap all like the time and stuff like that, and then I just hearing from like a lot of times girlfriends and stuff actually don't like their partner to like watch that kind of stuff, and just learning from that perspective and stuff. Because I do think like the majority of, not all obviously, because there's women who like, especially more literature based and they read books and stuff, but it seems like it's like this thing that our culture, it happens so fast that it's almost been like normalized, or it's one of those things that happens and then you justify it afterwards. But like I don't know, man. Like I was watching all this true crime and like how all these guys have access to like underage or unconsenting people, and just like I'm like, I know that I'm not watching that content because I'm on like there's whatever, there's certain website that I would use because I knew it was like consenting adults and they were like, real couples and stuff like that, whatever. But at the same time, I don't want to contribute to that whole industry, because that whole industry, the seedy underbelly of it, does exploit like a lot of people, and it just feels like not only that, it's so damaging to like young people and how they view sexuality and like how they view sex. And I think for a lot of people like that get addicted to porn and masturbation, it leads to other dangerous like, worse things, and trying to hook up with people and doing this and that. And like this usually typically comes from like a more like really religious, like, you can't do it because all this stuff in the Bible, whatever, or the Quran. But it just like, I don't know if like we're evolving morally or socially nowadays. It seems like, I don't even know, it's out the window, I think, or I don't know if we're really progressing as a society at all. And that's not to be like on one political side or the other. It seems like both sides are kind of like everyone's at each other's throats and stuff like that. But like, it just does seem that now that I've taken a break and taken a space back, like there is for so many people, like guys especially, you want it and so bad, and then you do the act, and then afterwards you have that shame. And I really think that it's not just people. Some people will have like it's just cultural or religious and stuff like that, but I don't think so. I think people that are even raised without religion have that shame there, because it's like this weird thing where you're two things. One thing is, it kind of like your self-esteem or your agency is kind of eroded, because you want this thing so bad that you almost don't have control of, and then when you do it, it's almost like something else. You know what I mean? It's not like you're totally in control of your body or what your wants. And but the second thing is definitely like, what's the best way to put this? So like the act of wanting someone and being sexually attracted to someone, like that, if masturbation and porn is out of the question, that can be a way for you to like, you want to lift, or you want to make more money, or you want to better yourself, or you want to put yourself out there, or you want to be more social, or you want to improve yourself, and then you win this girl over, and then you treat her nice, and you take her to a date, and you meet her, and you're happy in your relationship, and you have sex. And biologically it would be like, you're spreading your genes and stuff like that, which, and like evolution and biology and stuff, that's like the fundamental drive in a person. Like, we're kind of, so if that's the fundamental drive of beings, is to reproduce and spread their genes and stuff like that, at least in like scientific, like, that's a lot of the evolutionary stuff. They think that's what it is, the drive. You're hijacking that drive, and I almost feel like it's like a biological, like it's like your body realizing afterwards, like, what? We're not spreading our genes. We're just like in a room crouched over a laptop. Like, what the heck, And I think it's been something that's so normalized that we're almost like, it's one of those things like it's like how people would justify slavery in the South, saying like different things in that, because it's like we rushed into it out of necessity, like not that it was absolutely needed, not of necessity, pardon me, but expedience. Like they were doing things and it made it so much money, and then they had plantations, and they're like, well, yeah, it seems kind of wrong, but we've been doing it for so long, and it's just like, don't be all holier than thou on us and stuff like that. It's almost like one of those things, like I wonder if we're going to look back and be like, wow, how many of these young people that are doing OnlyFans, or how many of these people on Pornhub are addicted to drugs, so they have to do it, or they're not in their right mind, or they're not taking their medication, or a lot of them have personality disorders, like the suicidality, if that's even a term. The suicide rate among ex-porn stars or retired porn stars is so great, you know what I mean? Because a lot of them have low self-esteem, and then like how exploitative the industry can be, and like especially to women and stuff, and just like, and guys too, but, and then like, the fact that some people start here with like the type of stuff, the content they watch, and then it kind of goes up and up and up and crazier and crazier. And I don't know, like, I've stopped from like, maybe it was a couple times a week to like once a month or something, like just like not even, but, and I really like, there's a certain website, people like talk about it, like people talk about, I've always Googled like feminist porn or something, like feminist, I don't know what's the term for it, like consenting, because it was always so important to me, because like, I don't know, just some porn, and some people even like it when it's very coercive and kind of weird, but like I can't, like, you know what I mean, watch it unless I absolutely know that it's two consenting adults, and you know what I mean, like they're totally cool. But yeah, just I really think that the bulk of the porn industry, especially like the main sites like Pornhub and Xvideos, and I don't even know, I don't watch a lot of porn ever, but like, I don't even know, Spank Bang, if that's even a thing, or RedTube, or whatever they are, a lot of them, it seems like they're not monitoring the content they have. Like there's like, you hear from people, they always come across a video where they're like, that doesn't seem right, you know what I mean, like that doesn't seem, the energy's off. And I just think that it's not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We might just have to like make a serious legislation that, things would improve if you had to be over the age of 21. The websites were like, it had to be guaranteed that there was two consenting adults, and just different things like that. But it's not from a religious perspective for me. It's more of like, it's I really think that changes are gonna happen, where it's gonna be like people are gonna look back on how we kind of like the internet came by storm and how that happened so quick. Even like the it used to be Playboy magazine and things like that. Now hearing from the women in that and how exploitative that was, and how just like it just doesn't seem right. Like it seems like we're gonna look back on this, like this part of our history, and be like, this is kind of, we're gonna look back despairingly or disparagingly. I really think that legislation needs to be put in place to really protect people, to protect young people from viewing it, to protect the people that participate in it, and things like that. And I really think social media needs to be kind of cleansed and desexualized, because so many people think in terms of sex, and then it goes into like the music industry, and actresses are all wearing all these crazy things, and all the songs are about sex and all this stuff. And I just think that as a society, we really should just take a step back and kind of like focus on, is it really empowering to hook up and with 30 people in a month, and then watch a bunch of porn and film yourself and post it online? Is that what's most fulfilling and empowering? Or is like, finding a good relationship, a good partner that makes you happy and that respects your boundaries and things like that, is that what's best? I don't know. Just putting some thoughts out there, kind of like a stream of consciousness thing. But yeah, I've totally got off the FAP train. I always thought that NoFap stuff was so corny and stuff, but just kind of like organically just did it because I was like watching all this true crime, and I'm like, man, yeah, if these people are on these websites, and it seems like I don't even want to be contributing to that industry, and I couldn't morally do it anymore. So yeah, I was just like, nah. But tell me what you think, or if nobody sees this, then I just spent 12 minutes and counting talking to myself. But oh well. See you.